These are the games that make you want to sleep with the lights on. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 scariest video games. Just to be clear, for this list, any game genre is eligible, as long as it brings the scares.
The racket outside has stopped. You reckon he's been caught? I'm not sure. Keep looking.
Number 10, Clock Tower. The first installment in this series, this title first arrived on the SNES. Taking terror to the point-and-click genre, its story focuses on orphans who are adopted by a wealthy man living in the titular Clock Tower mansion. Unusual for the time, it still manages to be a frightening game thanks to its unsettling atmosphere packed with psychological terror. Sheesh, as if orphans didn't have it bad enough as it is. Number 9.
This isn't really happening!
Number 9. Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem. Another frightener for a Nintendo console, this survival horror instead focuses on a mansion in Rhode Island. A third-person experience, it centers on Alexandria, a woman investigating her grandfather's death, who soon discovers a book linking her to characters from different time periods, which the player gets to control as well.
May the rats eat your eyes!
The takeaway from Eternal Darkness is the patented sanity meter. As the meter depletes, the camera angle begins to skew, the terrifying sounds become more intense, and you begin to see things that aren't really there. Number 8, System Shock 2. Expecting a trip under the sea in BioShock? Well, Rapture was fun, but nobody would have ever taken the plunge if it wasn't for this outing on the Von Braun. Awakening on a seemingly derelict spaceship, players must scavenge to survive against the hideously mutated crew members and a malevolent AI that's pulling the strings in the background.
Security forces have been alerted to your presence, intruder. The glory of the many demands your capture or destruction.
Difficult, complex, and oozing with atmosphere, System Shock 2 is as much a classic of the PC gaming genre in general as it is one of the scariest games of all time.
You are no longer welcome here, nuisance.
Number 7, Siren. Known as Forbidden Siren in Europe, this scary-as-hell survival horror title weaves a story about characters in a Japanese village who are interconnected, able to see and hear what each other experiences. The sheer amount of disturbing content packed into this game caused it to get banned. The real terror here comes from the fact that you can never fully kill the ghastly horrors that you face, encouraging you to run and hide rather than go in guns blazing. Number 6, Dead Space. Speaking of guns blazing, even in space, if no one can hear you scream, on a spaceship there's plenty of opportunity to wail like a little girl. Taking some heavy inspiration from Event Horizon and System Shock 2, Dead Space does Alone on a Spaceship horror like nobody else. Even though it's the most action-oriented game on this list, there's still enough totally effed up shit and underwear-staining surprises to keep you jittery from start to finish. Number 5, Condemned: Criminal Origins. Few things are as effective in psychological horror as the first-person perspective. Condemned takes the nerve-jangling experience to new heights by focusing on melee combat, meaning you get to feel every crowbar blow your unfortunate protagonist takes to the face. Much like Doom 3, your flashlight is your best friend in this game, and most long pauses are followed by moments of hair-raising panic.
Help me.
Number 4, Silent Hill 2. Only gamers who have managed to make it out of the town of Silent Hill understand how fundamentally freaky it is. Konami spared no expense making this the scariest fictional town in America. Better than the original, the sequel follows James Sunderland on his search for his dead wife. What makes Silent Hill 2 so horrifying and so satisfying as a story is that the cursed town draws upon the darker elements found in the psyche of its guests. Number 3, Slender: The 8 Pages. Getting scared doesn't have to cost a thing. This free-to-play PC game will make you scream and quiver in fear without ever showing any blood. The premise is simple. You're dropped into the woods and need to retrieve 8 pages. All the while, you're being pursued by the Slender Man, a faceless ghoul that awaits you at every turn. Sealing the package is a pulsating drumming sound that grows in your ears and turns your stomach. And yes, the sequels are just as scary. Number 2, Amnesia, The Dark Descent. Surpassing the scares of the original, here you go it alone to explore a dark and foreboding castle. Filled with puzzles and obstructions, you must find your way without getting eviscerated by roaming monsters. Oh, and you can't fight back. All you can do is hide. Then again, hiding for too long or looking at monsters directly will cause your sanity to dwindle, spurring hallucinations and drawing the creatures towards you. Adult diapers are pretty much mandatory. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Number 1, Fatal Frame. Known as Project Zero in Europe, this game, supposedly based on a true story, casts you as a girl searching for her brother. Of course, she must find him in a haunted mansion filled with evil ghosts. Your only weapon is the camera obscura, an antique that can photograph and exorcise spirits. Fatal Frame takes the top spot on our list for surrounding you with invisible horror, forcing you to stare your demon straight in the face, and for literally making you into a defenseless little girl.
That mirror. Give it back.
Agree with our list? Which game left you shaken in the corner? For more nail-biting top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.